Ellerson Homer Hour on Fridays, and it ends with Fat Jack. I am Homer. I want to spend the whole hour talking about Edgerrin Cooper because I believe that he is the key to the Packers making the Super Bowl. And this is not the first time I've stated it, but the first time I've stated it with you. And so I'm curious as to your thought on my belief. You want me to explain it?
Yes, please.
Okay, unless you have something that you want to do.
No, I mean,
because it's the Gary Ellerson Homer.
Well, you started off with it, so I need to see where you're going.
Okay.
Whether I object or
he
agree
has
or
been
disagree.
Defensive Player of the Year twice.
Okay.
And he hasn't even played that much. Mm-hmm. He is special, and when he's on the field, as was the case, for example, all this stuff about Seattle and how good the defense was based on one thing. He was playing. He created all of it. Not only did he do it, but his presence, I think, helps everybody else. So with him at this level, they can play defense at a level necessary to make the Super Bowl. It elevates that defense to one of the tops. The problem is he's young. And young players, it doesn't necessarily always continue. And I don't know exactly how good he is and how you judge when you watch someone and go, yeah, Homer. But even if you agree with me on his potential greatness, whatever that is, it could still not exist on a consistent basis because he's so young.
Right.
But it's an addition of a player at a level defensively, even greater than Xavier McKinney. Very smart, very important. Cooper does stuff that McKinney can't do. Now, you've heard it all. Take it from there because you played it. And I wanted to ask you about players that you played with at any level where you went, whoa.
Well, I mean, he looks the part, right? And he's playing.
Does he? That's what I'm asking you.
He's playing the part. I think there's more to be had out of this defense. I don't disagree with you about him. And I've said this all along, and I say it again on every show that I do. The Green Bay Packers are not a finished product. They are an ascending team.
Right. And, then I have a question that nobody else asks you.
They're not even there.
No.
What?
The question is, are you to the point where you say, as I'm close to, but I'm afraid I'm getting to, that as a result of what you're saying, I will be disappointed if Jordan Love and the Packers don't win a Super Bowl. Is it to that level?
At some point, but not this year.
Correct. Yeah, no, at some point.
We're trending.
That's a huge step.
There. We're trending there, right? But I wouldn't be surprised if they go to the Super Bowl this year either.
Well, I've said they will if he's that good.
Yeah. But I think it could be even better than that.
In the future.
Yeah, well, just this year, you're talking about defense with Cooper. I also think Quay Walker, over the last 3 weeks, I thought had been playing some really good football at inside. And I think what needs to happen, and I've been saying this all along.
But he's hurt now. He's not going to play him anymore.
I get it, which is fine.
And you got Jair here.
This is what I'm saying.
Right.
This is my whole point. They're not even there yet. And I don't know what the future holds for Jair if we're going to push
I can
out.
help you there.
But anyway, I still think this defense is better with Quay and Cooper on the field at the same time. Cooper is your middle linebacker. Quay is your weak backer. I think they haven't even gotten there yet.
They have not.
That's where they need to get to.
I just want to let you know, my opinion is they're better with Cooper and me on the field. I know you hate when I do this. It's not Cooper and Walker. Cooper and anybody.
No, that's not true.
All right.
Well, we try to take it to another level, right?
Correct.
So Quay is better than you.
All right, I apologize.
Right? I mean, I'm just saying.
No, I shouldn't do that. Because,
I'm trying to take it to another level.
I'm saying pick anybody. Pick somebody else. Quay Walker could be hurt, and he doesn't play.
Yeah.
They're still going to be better with Cooper and whoever that other person is.
But that's my whole point in this thing is Quay is better than you. And I get what you're saying. Or is Quay better than plug-in Gary Ellerson? Yes. Right. So I think the defense even take another step once they get that all figured out. No, I don't disagree with you about Cooper. I mean, he's flash. Not even that homer. What about Kingsley and Ibari?
Yes, but for some reason, they don't play him. Now, he's been on the team enough years. And whenever he's played, he's flashed.
Yeah.
But then he doesn't play.
Right.
Why doesn't he play more than he plays?
Well, because
there's got to be a negative with Enigbari. He isn't where he's supposed to be.
No, because they had their linebackers set. So that's why they didn't get rid of him. But Preston Smith asked for a trade, and they moved him out. Now Enigbari can get some more playing time.
But he still doesn't get that much.
He gets enough.
All right.
And I think he's warranted more. But that's what I'm saying. There's so much here than Cooper. I get it. Cooper is the big thing now. Everybody saw him on TV, and everybody want to talk about him. I get it. I'm just now giving you what this defense can be along with Cooper.
Yeah, and you know what I'm telling you?
Cooper is the linchpin. Okay, fine.
I'm telling you, this defense would have been the same level as we're talking with Joe Barry here as defensive coordinator. If I was Joe Barry, I'm saying, hey, you give me these people. Last year, the defense was 10th in the league in points given up. 10th.
No.
10th.
Because the philosophy is different.
Fine. Philosophy is different. Points given up is a good philosophy.
Yeah.
And Joe Barry here, this is just for effect. I don't even know why I bring it up. Maybe why, because people, but you get Xavier McKinney, the people we're talking about, that Barry didn't have. Anyway.
You see,
I'm going to move on. I moved on.
Sometimes you've been doing this for 100 years.
Yes, I have.
And sometimes when you say stuff, you surprise me.
I know. Well, there's no really need to it other than
not all coaches are created equal.
It's correct. Yes, that's right.
Not all coaches can reach players the way some coaches do, or get out of certain players.
But I don't know that I'm seeing more out of certain players.
Sure you are.
You're seeing different players.
No, sure you are.
You are? Who are you seeing more out of this year?
Well, before he got hurt, Jair was better than he had been for a while.
Correct. Yes. Good point.
Before
but he's hurt, so he's not playing. But yes, you're right on that. But the defense is doing okay now. I mean, you're right. Jair would be number one on that list. Agreed.
Because
I agree.
The guy. He's a linchpin. He's Reggie Jackson, the straw that stirs the drink.
No, he's not Reggie Jackson anymore. He's not.
For the Green Bay Packers.
He's one of.
No. For the Green Bay Packers. I guarantee you,
Xavier McKinney's better at his position than Jair.
Their position.
Correct.
You're asking this dude to make Xavier McKinney's job easy.
Right.
I hate to bring this up.
No, you don't.
I remember Mossy Cade.
I do too.
Said to Kenny Stills in the back, "I'm going," and Kenny's waving him off, and Mossy go, "Say it again, I'm going," which means I'm blitzing. I see something.
By the way, I just want to let you know that Mossy Cade was the greatest four-year player at Texas with 72 credit hours and eligible every semester. And why do I say that? Because that's how smart Mossy Cade was. All you have to do is pass 12 credits back then each semester, and then your senior year doesn't matter. You're done before you get your first grade. So there were not many positive things about Mossy Cade, understandably so, given what he did. But
is there a moment of silence now?
There is, yeah. And Paul Kaufman coming in and yelling at me, "Hey!"
What?
Yeah, you! Yeah. We're not all like Mossy Cade.
Yeah. No,
I went, I never said you were.
But anyway, to illustrate the point is, if
go
I'm
back, hold on. I lost everybody. Go back to Mossy Cade and what he said.
But if I'm going, that means you got to cover over the top.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
Which makes you a better player and back with the communication that you have with everybody that needs to be back there. This then brings me back to Jeff Hafley. What you're not seeing this year, Homer,
is people being confused.
The emoji shrug.
Yes.
Do you ever use that on your phone?
No, I never use
the emoji shrug.
No.
You don't. Do you see the emoji shrug?
No, you're right. You're right again.
In the back
100%. No, you don't see it anywhere. You don't see it anywhere.
Rare you see the emoji shrug.
Right. And you know what?
But with Joe Barry,
all the time.
It was emoji shrug all day long.
And though we don't count me more than you, it's also comments after games going, the hell was going on?
Don't see that.
We don't
hear
that.
Or hear that.
Correct. It's a good point.
That's all I'm saying to you.
Right. And my assumption is that the defense will is potential to elevate at a level that we haven't seen before since they won the Super Bowl in 2010, in which they gave up the second fewest number of points of any team in the season.
The defense in the NFL, though, is weird to me. It's not what it used to be.
Correct, but you still are compared. This is the greatness of it. You still are compared to the other teams.
Agreed.
There are still, for example,
Agreed.
If I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan, I can't even watch the game.
No, agreed.
Their defense has gone bad, and you now have a quarterback. Your quarterback is doing everything that you ever wanted.
That was their strong suit for years. I mean, they won a Super Bowl because
they're
of
giving
defense.
up like the second most points of any team.
But the defenses are nowadays they're weird to me.
I know they don't. Well, the game has changed. Now everybody's passing.
Yeah, they're
and
not.
Now so you adjusted defensively.
Yeah.
Now everybody's running more, so they're trying to take advantage of all the defensive backs. But you still have everybody again in the same game.
Right.
And some people are doing it well. The team that's done it well that people wouldn't realize is Denver.
Right.
Though they didn't do it well last night.
Right.
But some teams have figured out. Detroit was doing it great until all the injuries.
Right. And now they're giving up a ton of points.
Correct.
Yeah.
But and to me, that's the fascination of the league.
Who's the best defense in the league right now? Is it Philadelphia?
I would think so, yes.
Buffalo?
But Buffalo's got tons of injuries.
Yeah.
They got tons of injuries now.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense with Warren Sapp in them.
Yes.
The Ravens with Ray Lewis in them. Or you can go to the 96 with Butler and Reggie and Sean Jones.
But that's 30 years ago.
Well, my point is, there's nothing like that anymore.
Correct. Right.
I don't see that in today's NFL. I just don't.
I think I don't know. Like that. The word I just.
It's almost like they want to. It's like the defense has to control the chaos.
Well, no, they've limited.
Then dominate.
Right. There are no
chaos.
Scary defenses.
No.
We know scary defenses.
Yeah. They control the chaos rather than dominate the chaos.
And they've created all these rules to help the offense.
Yes.
The biggest one to me is the pick plays that are apart. Like, you've given all the advantages to the offense, and now you're letting them set illegal screens.
Well, it depends on what team you are.
But they're all doing it.
The Packers can't never get away with it.
Well, but my point is everybody, all the offenses now, you put three guys together so that they can run behind.
Yeah.
Yes, rub them.
Yeah, rub them.
And they rub them because it's the word you use now.
Right.
Rub them.
Marquette does that a lot. They run that.
Yes, well, in basketball. But, I mean, that's what's changed in the NFL.
Yeah.
And you could change that immediately.
Right.
Now they say, well, if you're within a yard or yard and a half, you can hit. You can basically set a screen.
Right.
So, all right, we'll go to the second quarter. I don't know if I can do more about Adrian Cooper. I know what my tease is. I worry that I'm getting too optimistic about the Packers.
Okay.
That'll be the second quarter next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN.
We do have some delays out there for sure. Southbound 43 from Capitol all the way down through the Marquette. So give yourself tons of extra time there. Southbound 41 slowing down from south of Appleton down past Capitol. So it's getting better. Eastbound 94 still heavy from 92nd Street through the Stadium interchange. And then southbound on the bypass got backups out of the Zoo interchange down to Lincoln and then back on the brakes from about Oklahoma Avenue down and around the Hale past Loomis. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly clear, chilly with the wind chill dipping into the single digits, a low of 15. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a high of 24. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lahazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Romeo. This three-syllable, you have to take the O out of the equation. That's too easy.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Iota, right? Not one iota.
Iota. Yeah. That's only 4 letters.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
Let's pretend you're a first-time listener to Wilde and Tausch. What the hell is this? They're discussing syllables.
On 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
'Tis the season of giving. Ho, ho, ho! At your nearby Milwaukee metro region, Hunis Auto Group dealerships. Hunis is the area's #1 rated car, truck, SUV, and EV holiday headquarters. During our exclusive Season of Savings sales event, we're offering our biggest discounts of the year on our entire inventory of America's best-selling brands from Buick and GMC at nearby Hunis locations in both Oak Creek and Greenfield. Thinking pre-owned? Your local Hunis dealership has the area's biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and hybrids, starting as low as $39.95 and payments as low as $199 per month. We're paying above top Kelley Blue Book values on all trade-ins, no matter the mileage or condition. Now that's giving even Santa would be proud of. Ho, ho, ho! Our huge Season of Savings sales event is going on now, exclusively at your nearby Milwaukee metro region Hunis Auto Group dealerships or online at shophunis.com. From the Hunis Auto Group family to yours, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art Brookfield office. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. And now, Holtebeck Eye Center is excited to add Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist that is now available to see patients. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol, learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting their first ever tournament with $750 in cash prizes available. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellerson, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a 2-man scramble at Whistling Straits, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through December 31st. Your winter chance to play Whistling Straits awaits. wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com.
This is the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
On to the second quarter, the Friday Gary Ellerson Homer Hour. I know you got partners. You got a partner you want to talk about.
Sure, I always do, home team. I want to talk about good friends over at the Jury Center. They have the best holiday gifts you can give are at the Jury Center, especially from the Jury Center. Gold necklaces, naturally mined, or lab-grown diamonds for earrings. And, of course, engagement rings. When I want to give a memorable gift, of course, I visit my good friends at the Jury Center and take advantage of their deals. And right now, folks, they've got a deal even Santa can't beat. You can win $2,000 shopping spree to the Jury Center just by registering online. That's right. $2,000 can be yours. Register now through December 23rd at ESPNWisconsinContest.com for that $2,000 shopping spree to the Jury Center.
All right, I got partners too. I want to tell you about 38 minutes, 36 minutes. I'm not sure exactly. First one was 38. And you're sick and tired of hearing, yes, I know, Homer, 38 minutes. Yep, American Place Casino, 38 minutes south of Franklin. I used to say a half hour. Somebody asked me to be more specific. Fine. Either one works. American Place Casino. It is located in Lake County, Illinois. They have great table games, great slot machines, great sports book, all kinds of great food, and all their promotions, AmericanPlaceCasino.com. Don't miss the Aztacular countdown at American Place Casino this New Year's Eve. Why am I mentioning that? In addition to 38 minutes, $50,000. Kick off the celebration starting at 10 a.m., live entertainment at 5, and a huge $50,000 cash and free play giveaway. It's going to be an unforgettable night. Yeah, $50,000 cash and free play giveaway. Stay tuned for more details. You go to AmericanPlaceCasino.com. And yes, 38 minutes south of Franklin. All right, second quarter, the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour. I'm worried that I'm too optimistic about the Packer team.
What do you mean?
Well, like going to make the Super Bowl if Cooper is that good. it does feel that things are falling into place. For example, Detroit. It's a mess because of all the injury.
Yeah.
That's fallen into place. So without them, I'm not sure there's that team in the NFC like Kansas City you have to worry about. Maybe Philadelphia, but they got issues too. It could very easily work out in the playoffs like it did for the Packers in 2010. You get to the NFC Championship game, you're playing at Chicago, and I know how you felt like I did. Ain't no way the Packers are losing that game.
Right. Yeah. I don't.
And is it possible that the Packers could be like that in this playoff? Now, that year they got lucky against Philly, and then they crushed Atlanta. I mean, the teams just weren't – they were better than everybody else, and they might be as good as anybody else this year.
Well, will they reach their potential this year? I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
No.
I don't think so.
Packers didn't reach their potential in 2010, yet that's the only year they won.
Right. I don't think so. So, but – am I afraid to go to Philly? No. Am I afraid to go to Detroit if I'm the Packers? No. Right. Am I afraid to go to Tampa? No. Am I afraid to go to L.A. play the Rams? No.
You know what that is?
No.
That's 2010.
No, I'm not.
Not winning the division.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Vikings?
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about going to the Vikings.
Now, that will be the – why would I say that? And I hate.
I can tell you why. This is the part people don't know. No, they're not the Vikings. They're not the Vikings a couple years ago. You know why? Because their defense is good.
They're the only team that scares me.
Their defense is good.
Yep.
Too much talk about the quarterback, which is understandable.
But you know who's the Vikings beater? Romeo Doubs. You got to have Doubs in that game. Got to have him.
Where'd that come from? Just because of the defense?
Because he works underneath.
All right. Okay.
He's your blitz breaker. They always lose him. He's always wide open when they play the Vikings. If you don't have Romeo Doubs and Vikings, I'm not saying they can't beat them, but I think it's harder for their offense to operate. You know, they came out this week and they told me we got to start fast. Reason why they say we got to start fast because that's what happened to them against the Lions. Didn't start fast. What was it? Punt, fumble.
Right.
The Lions going to score 40 points. You guys score 42, 41. The Vikings is the same thing.
I just don't think that's that important.
What's that?
We have to start first, or we have to have the ball first.
Start fast.
Regardless of who gets the ball first.
No wasted. You can't go punt, fumble.
Yes.
You just can't. You just can't do it.
Well, and what's changed, and it was never this way with Aaron Jones, and maybe it should have been, but it wasn't. Whatever happens, whoever gets the ball first, when the Packers get the ball first, you now accept the possibility that LaFleur is going to yell over and go, "We're running the ball."
Yeah,
Mike Ditka says they have the ability to do it.
Right.
And he's done it.
Right.
I don't know that LaFleur's ever done anything more surprising to me than the first series, 10 plays, 8 runs, and the 2 passes
to Jacobs. Yeah, he ran it down their throat.
So 9 of 10 plays, Jacobs touched the ball.
I don't remember if you...
That's not LaFleur.
7 weeks ago,
right,
doing the show, I said, they need to get behind Josh Jacobs.
But you never expected him to do it that much.
Yes, that's what I meant. The offense needs to start with Josh Jacobs. You need to get, I said this a long time ago.
10 plays?
You need to, yes.
10 plays?
Yes. You need to get behind Josh Jacobs. Said this 6-7 weeks ago.
And you're happy.
Get behind.
You're happy with those short passes just as well as the run.
Yes, those little slip screens they run, little swing pass. The offense starts and ends with Josh Jacobs. You need to get behind that dude. I said that 7 weeks ago. You can see it. Need to get behind that dude. I do like 100 shows, and every show I do, sometimes.
Yeah, but you never thought they would get behind him that much that early.
Yes, I did.
Oh, come on.
Yes, I did.
You never thought. LaFleur's never done anything like.
If you want to win, he's got to.
Well,
you can see it plain as day.
Okay, but now we get to phase 2. This is what's going to be important. He's never going to do that again. I just want to let you know.
Do what again?
Have a early possession with 10 plays, and the running back gets the ball 9 times. You just know.
But hold on. Not all things, not every game's the same.
I understand. So now how's he going to adjust?
Well, no,
What's
how's
he going to
the
do?
other team is going to
Well, we know what they're
adjust?
going to do, just like Seattle did in the second half.
Correct.
Shut him down.
Right.
7 carries, 8 yards.
And then what happened?
Then you got to go to your other options.
Then I got Jaden Reed. Now I'm doing some stuff on the perimeter.
Right, and then I got.
If you're gonna pinch inside,
Right.
we gotta get you off tackle. We gotta get outside. We gotta do some
So
stuff.
now
we
the
gotta
question-
spread you out.
So now the question is for Gary Ellerson, how are you going to judge what you want LaFleur to do with Jacobs?
Fluid situation. You're gonna lead with him, obviously. Listen, far as his, we playing the Bears this week. We gotta run the football.
Okay.
We gotta run it.
Right.
And I call that.
Well, they're not playing the Bears this week. They're playing New Orleans.
Well, this is way back
Yeah,
when.
yes.
We got to run the football.
Correct.
And we know they're the number one defense in the league. We know, but we got to run it.
And now my question is.
We know your average per carry may only be 3 yards, but we got to run it.
And here's the question that you're going to be asked after every game. Did they run it enough?
Correct. Because you may not get the success that you want, but it is to set up other plays in your offense.
What if another team plays like Seattle did in the second half, in the first 7 carries, Jacobs gets 8 yards?
Well, it won't.
Then what do you do?
Well, it won't be that because you recognize that, and then they see what else is out there. Matt LaFleur, I'm telling you, Matt LaFleur doesn't get enough credit of the job he's done in Green Bay. When he first got here, it was all about Aaron Rodgers, and that's why he was successful. Do you know how hard for a young coach to come in and coach a guy like Aaron Rodgers?
No, I don't understand.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I don't.
hard to do.
I don't think it is.
And then, well,
I'm a new young coach. Well, like it'd be hard if I was a young coach and I
Yeah.
got Michael Jordan to coach.
Yeah.
I love that.
yeah, no.
The hard part
No,
is
no.
to not do what you want to do because you realize the team's at the best when you let that guy to take over, which he did.
But he doesn't win you Super Bowls. He wins you games.
But
So are you about? So I take offense.
Doesn't mean that
I take
he was
offense
the
to-
reason.
I take offense to comparing Aaron Rodgers to Michael Jordan. There's a story that Bobby Knight tells about Michael
Right.
Jordan.
I just want to let you know, Michael Jordan didn't win jack until Jerry Krause brought in Scottie Pippen.
Fine.
All right. So, look at how many years
Fine.
Michael Jordan didn't win diddly.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
But I don't compare Michael Jordan and Aaron Rodgers. Please, don't do that.
Wow. Why not?
Not in the same category.
Well, one football player can't be as good as one basketball player. Quarterback is the most important position.
I don't think it's in the same. I don't think it's.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. Pebble,
But-
put up a text poll, Pebble.
No, don't do that. Put up a text poll.
Pebble, put it up.
Homer said, no, Homer compared. He didn't, I don't know, I didn't say
The
they're
greatness
equals.
of Michael Jordan to the greatness of Rodgers.
Homer compared the greatness of Jordan to the greatness of Rodgers to the greatness of Jordan.
Not the same.
Is that
You don't want to do that.
is that stupid?
Yeah, that's stupid.
Okay, all right, go ahead. I didn't do it. That's
And my
fine,
mom
yes.
always tells, don't say the word stupid. So I got to
Really?
do something else. Yeah,
Wrong.
She's getting
Wrong.
mad.
Wrong.
Call me home.
Homer's wrong.
You're wrong, Homer.
Yeah, that's
Don't
a good
do
word.
that.
She would like that over stupid.
Yeah, don't do that.
You're either right or wrong, right?
Yeah, don't do that.
But I just want to emphasize this is slightly off
But anyway,
track.
getting back to
Michael
Matt LaFleur,
Jordan didn't win jack.
I'm done with that.
No,
Get
can't
back,
be.
I want to get back to Matt LaFleur
Okay.
in the NFL.
Yeah, and I'm telling you,
don't
Matt
get enough
LaFleur needs to give the credit you give Matt LaFleur should go to Goody because Goody started drafting way better, just like the credit people give to Michael Jordan should go to Jerry Krause. The most rude any human has ever been is for Michael Jordan not to credit Jerry Krause for bringing in teammates that got him all those titles.
I don't.
And then after he went to baseball, Krause brought in another group,
No,
including
I don't
Rodman,
know.
to win him 3 more titles.
I don't know if
Yes.
we can make the case that Goody drafted better. I think
Look at his offensive players
Can I
and
just
the free
finish?
agents. I will.
Can I just finish?
Yes, I will let you finish.
I think there were players that were drafted by Goody didn't work out with Aaron Rodgers, so they had to move on.
They didn't go anywhere else and do anything.
Doesn't matter. Because I think, I'm just going to say
but
that.
if Rodgers was the problem, wouldn't those players go elsewhere and get better?
I think there were players that was drafted by Goody that didn't work out with Aaron Rodgers.
I can't prove you wrong, because once Rodgers left, the same guy drafting Goody all of a sudden has done a great job at drafting tight ends and wide receivers. But the ones he picked with Rodgers didn't go somewhere else and do diddly squat. But you're right.
Because you got to prove it to Rodgers, right? You got to prove it to him. Got to prove it to him.
I think we would.
You got to earn his trust. Got to earn his trust. Got to prove it. Got to earn his trust. Otherwise, you can be open. I'm not even throwing it to you.
Well,
I'm gonna throw it over here.
All right,
on purpose.
All right, we're gonna take a break.
How you win games like that? Or how you win championships? You win games like that, but how you win championships like that?
The problem.
Got to prove it to me. Got to earn my trust.
Problem.
Can we just touch on?
The problem with Rodgers was his defense.
Can we just
enough.
touch on the Matt LaFleur situation with Jason Wilde? I don't know if you had him on with the Ted Thompson situation.
Oh, with Aaron Rodgers and the Netflix.
I just want to get your opinion.
Right,
did you see?
We will break.
Since we were talking about,
we will break.
Right, I just want to get yours.
This is the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour.
Since you're glossing over Rodgers, I just want to see you gloss over this one.
I appreciate your support. The third quarter, with the topic that Gary Ellerson just brought up, and I want to thank you because you teased properly. You teased with something, and we both believe it's good enough that will entice people to come back after the break. And if it isn't good enough, then we got to figure things out better rather than not telling him what it is and thinking the unknown will bring him. No, the best is this is what we're talking about. It's so good you'll be back. Next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
The delays now on the bypass are stretching pretty much from the zoo all the way down and around the Hale, all the way past Loomis. So be careful with that. Kind of a slow ride through there. Southbound 43, speaking of slow rides, from Capitol Drive, it's been solid all afternoon, all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. We've got eastbound 94, a bit of a backup there as well, from 92nd Street all the way through to 35th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly clear, chilly with the wind chill dipping into the single digits, a low of 15. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a high of 24. Weather's brought to you by Tsunami Express, state-of-the-art washes for lasting shine. Stay ahead this winter with T2 featuring graphene from Tsunami Express Car Wash. Glossy protection that lasts. Try your first wash free at tsunamiexpress.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I've got you covered. It's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee, and with holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust AccuTrans Group to handle all of my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or festive celebration, AccuTrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit ZBart.com for more information.
The Packers are in their 10th win of the season, taking down the Seattle Seahawks 30-13 out in the Pacific Northwest. Green Bay's defense dominated from start to finish, allowing just 208 total yards while registering 7 sacks, 11 quarterback hits, and 2 interceptions. Head coach Matt LaFleur with high praise for defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley's game plan.
He does a great job of putting our guys in position, always coming up with things to offset wherever our holes are. Our guys went out there and took the coaching and executed at a high level.
The Packers on the verge of clinching a playoff spot, host the New Orleans Saints on Monday Night Football. Kickoff is at 7:15.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
It's It's the year-end rate reduction sales event at Ewald Automotive Group. Get rates as low as 4.9% on our best used cars and make no payments for 90 days. 4.9% and no payments till March 2025 on over 600 vehicles at 10 Ewald Automotive Group locations. Don't wait. Get a better rate during the year-end rate reduction sales event. Get to your nearest Ewald location today.
Go to ewaldauto.com.
With approved credit, interest accrues from date of purchase. Expires month end.
At Gruber Law Offices, our biggest priority is the care and service we provide to our clients. We know accidents can be overwhelming, and we're here to help every step of the way. Call now. One call, that's all.
The Harlem Globetrotters 2025 World Tour is here, bringing all the cool tricks and laughs fans love. We're coming to the Fiserv Forum on December 31st. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for tickets to the 2025 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs.
Ring in 2025 at American Place Casino. Join us for the Oztacular Countdown featuring $50,000 promotional drawings, merchandise giveaways, live entertainment, and more. They say seeing is believing, and at American Place Casino, you'll believe you found a real game changer. From table games to the hottest slots, plus dining, bars, and more, we've got it all. This New Year's Eve, let the celebration begin. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting their first ever tournament. With $750 in cash prizes available, Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a two-man scramble at Whistling Straits, all from the comfort of indoors on their top-tech, cutting-edge golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament is $120 per pairing and runs through December 31st. Your winter chance to play Whistling Straits awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
The third quarter of the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour. The fourth quarter will be Fat Jack, and I got all kinds of questions for him because we got 4 college football playoff games coming up like never before.
Is there one tonight?
There is one tonight. Indiana and Notre Dame in South Bend.
What time is that one on?
I don't know, but that's the
one I want to see.
That's the stadium I walked in.
Because they don't play in regular season.
They haven't played haven't played since 1895.
No way.
Yeah, Indiana has never been worthy of Notre Dame in Notre Dame's opinion.
This is going to be good.
By the way, for those who don't know, since I grew up there,
and that's why Notre Dame never joined the Big Ten.
They don't need the Big Ten.
Well, why join the ACC then?
They did for everything but football.
Well, they play most of their games in the ACC.
Correct,
for
but
football.
They aren't in the conference.
I understand.
So they're
afraid. They knew, like...
Afraid?
Yeah. They knew that they'd be just like Penn State in the Big Ten.
As long as you can create enough money and they have the TV deal, you don't need the conference.
Fine.
But
why go to the ACC then?
Well, again, they weren't required to play in the conference.
They knew.
If the Big Ten would have done the same, they would have done it.
Yeah.
I don't know. You might know the people.
Let's get to the other thing.
Gary Ellerson, his interest in what I think about Aaron Rodgers in the documentary.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know I have not watched it.
Well, I saw the first episode last night.
I don't really feel like I need to.
Right.
Because if someone told me there was something in there that was different, then I would watch it. I pretty much know Aaron Rodgers, know everything about him, have an opinion about him, and so I don't think there's anything there. He does, and someone made the quote that he talked about how, his worst thing in his life or whatever was when he had the Achilles and whatever. And I have said this before about another comment he made. That's just a lie. There's no way that that's the most important thing. Like, it was the hardest thing in his life or Achilles or I can't remember what it was. So I'm afraid that he is doing, and the people that interview him allow him to do it. All right, you can ask the question, but the last interview I ever did with Aaron Rodgers was in the studio, and the last question I asked was, what's the favorite movie you've ever seen? And he said, Back to the Future 3. And I said, this interview is over. He goes, what do you mean? You're like, I'm not letting you say stuff like that and continue talking. You can't get away with that crap. There's not a chance in the world that's your favorite movie ever. So whatever reason you want to use to do that, go to interview somebody else. Because if this is going to continue, you're going to say, that's a lie, and I'm sorry I brought it up. No, that's my favorite movie of all time. So that was it. So I think other people allow him to do that. Now, he did tell me, or told someone else, the reason he said that is because he didn't want to say anything that would be controversial. In a previous interview, he said something about Tony Kornheiser and Nash, whatever. So if he felt like if he said something really stupid, it won't go anywhere, and then the interview will end there. And that's fine. I'm not going to be a party of that. So never did another interview with him. Jason Wilde's did the show with Aaron Rodgers, which was supposed to be me. I called Craig and said, this isn't going to work. Jason should do it because he's there every day, but it's just going to be a fight. He's going to go with this garbage, and I don't want to be a part of it. So wisely, Craig had Jason do it, and Jason was spectacular. But anyway, all right, now Aaron Rodgers.
Go ahead.
No, I'm done. You had questions.
No, you need to answer what I've told you.
I have a fascination in interviewing him because I wanted to know first about his family. I want to know what. Here's the question I'd ask Aaron Rodgers: what the hell happened to you? What happened to you?
Well, let's talk about this Matt LaFleur, Ted Thompson.
Correct, about Ted Thompson's input on the drafting of Jordan Love.
And do you believe in it?
No, I think that was all made up. There's no way. Now, what is accurate?
Matt said that he thought he hasn't seen it, but he didn't remember seeing it.
Yeah, I think so. The truth is,
it goes to who you believe.
No, well, but it's not that the truth and what they said are not that different. Ted Thompson. Goody was trained under Ted Thompson. He was hired by Ted Thompson or Wolf. I'm not sure which. So he observed what Goody did was exactly what Ted Thompson would have done given that situation. Now, I don't think Ted was in a position to give him much input then. But even if he didn't, the truth is Goody's decision was based on the training he got under Ted Thompson, even if Ted Thompson didn't, according to the documentary, have input on the selection of Jordan Love. Now, again, everything about this stuff, you really have to ask Jason because Jason was around, and Jason doesn't feel necessary to save stuff or, I can't say this because of whatever. If Jason says that I'm wrong, then I'll say I'm wrong. But so the issue of Ted's involvement, I think the documentary is wrong, as Jason has said. But to give Ted Thompson credit for the Jordan Love drafting is appropriate given the training Goody got from Ted Thompson. He did exactly the same thing with Aaron Rodgers. He was too good to pass up at that point in the draft.
That's not what I'm trying to ask you about.
Oh, sorry. Okay. What are you asking?
I'm trying to ask you about whether or not Matt LaFleur said that Ted was responsible for drafting.
No, he never said that.
Because that's what the crux of the matter.
Yeah,
right?
I don't believe it. But I think that's just no. There's
and
no.
Matt said he thought, and I'm just hearsay, it might have been cut up a little bit, but he wasn't.
Right, but
he wasn't 100% sure.
But he could have.
I don't remember.
He could have said it in the context that I just gave you.
I get that.
That I believe.
Yeah, I get that.
But I don't. LaFleur didn't have the same history.
Yeah.
He doesn't. How far back does he know? But I think, and I have stated this from the beginning, I think the selection was identical in the sense that at the point that they were drafting, Goody said Jordan Love is too good to pass up because he had him ranked very high, like some GMs. I don't think we need him. I'm not getting rid of Rodgers, but given Rodgers' excellence, we're not likely in the near future to get to draft a quarterback as good as Jordan Love because we're going to be drafting in this area because we're still going to win. Just like Ted Thompson, no need for a quarterback. He had Aaron Rodgers, maybe one of the top players in there. It's too far. And yet, as Andrew Brand has stated, they had 15 minutes to draft. They let all 15 pass before they took Rodgers. If you really wanted Rodgers, you get that card in immediately.
Oh, yeah.
It's over.
Yeah, they would.
No,
sure.
they wanted to explore all the possibilities, and I think would have traded the pick had they gotten something good. But, yes, I believe it's possible that at some point LaFleur gave credit to Ted Thompson, knowing the history of Thompson and Goody and of the Packers. But I think is, and Jason's said that what they said was a mixture and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, you got a partner?
Yeah, let me talk about my partner home team. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting their first ever tournament with $750 in cash prizes available. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a 2-man scramble at Whistling Straits, all from the comfort of indoors on their top tech, cutting-edge golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament is $120 per pairing and runs through December 31st. Your winter chance to play Whistling Straits awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
We're about out of time because Fat Jack's going to be next, but I have one for you now. We should have spent more time on it. I will gladly.
This is not going to be our last show.
Gladly, though it will be that we can talk about this because it's about the upcoming New Orleans games. I will gladly take a loss to the Saints if you give me a victory over the Vikings. Not gladly, because I don't need to know how bad this team could be because I saw how bad they were in a quarter against Seattle. Yeah. I need to know how good they can be, and that I would see if they win in Minnesota.
All right.
But no, that's not all right.
All right.
Will you join my club? And I want to.
No, I can't do that. I can't do that.
You have said they need to beat the Vikings, and that's important.
But I don't live in that world.
What?
I don't live in that world. Need to beat the Saints.
Okay.
And you need to beat the Vikings.
All right.
And who's after that?
The University of Chicago Bears.
And you need to beat the Bears. That's where I live.
No one's going to play you.
That's where I live.
Why will you not accept? Is the win, you were the one who told me, the win over the Vikings is that important.
Well, yeah, but I need to beat the Saints first. I'm not trading. You're asking me to trade.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
We need to beat the Saints.
If I ask you to trade a $50 bill for a $100 bill, you'll do it every time.
Not the same.
I agree there. That's what I'm telling you. The Viking game is 5 times more important.
Not the same.
The loss of the Saints would be so bad.
I can't live there, home team. I can't.
The loss of the Vikings.
Live there.
Hold on, you were telling me the loss to the Saints would be as negative as a win over the Vikings in Minnesota would be positive.
You can't lose to the Saints. You're a 13-point favorite, I believe.
That is correct.
No way you can lose to the Saints.
I believe the Packers lost to the Colts the year they made the Super Bowl.
Fine. No way you can lose to the Saints.
I tried.
13-point favorite.
All right, any last word that you want to leave?
That's Fat Jack.
So do they have to win by? Are they going to just crush them? I don't care what they win by.
I don't either. I just want to win.
We
need to keep this thing going.
Right.
And hopefully the Vikings stumble, but you'll find that out in another week or so.
All right.
There we go.
I thought I had a chance.
Love being with you.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Wait till they see the promo. You complained about having to do it with me.
Why do I got to do it with you?
There you go.
Everybody else get to do it by
Fat
themselves.
Jack, you're gone. Your mic's off. Fat Jack next. Bye. Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN. It doesn't matter if it's your first betting slip ever or just the first one of the week. We've got your Potawatomi sportsbook picks covered. Tune in Wednesdays to the Weekly Wager with Greg Matzik, Ben Brust, and Jen Latta.
If someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything, you take it.
The Weekly Wager, Wednesday nights at 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel.
Did you know that military veterans in Wisconsin carry millions of dollars in debt? This holiday season, it's time to give back to those who have given so much. Verizon and the Milwaukee Bucks are teaming up with ForgiveCo to make a difference with the Verizon Debt Relief Program. All December long, Verizon and ForgiveCo will relieve $250,000 of debt each week to ease the burden on local heroes. To find out how military veterans and members can receive special Verizon offers, visit Verizon.com/military. Let's bring the spirit of giving to those who served.
Winter is here. Don't let your car care take a backseat. Protect your car against rust, salt, and grime this season at Tsunami Express Car Wash. Tsunami Express makes cleanup a breeze with their state-of-the-art wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and convenient unlimited wash memberships. Try their new best-in-class T2 with graphene wash for the ultimate long-lasting shine and protection. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Try your first wash free when you sign up online at tsunamiexpress.com.
On the actual day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a 12-pack of Lakefront, 11 Jims of Beaming, 10 Royals Crowning, 9 Johnny's Walking, 8 Wines of Sparkling, 7 Miller's Lighting, 6 Geese of Graying, 5 Chardonnays, 4 Spotted Cows, 3 Cabernets, 2 gift cards from just one trip to Discount Liquor.
Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. 'Tis the season to check out Discount Liquor's tremendous selection of over 2,000 varieties of beer, 3,000 types of liquor, and over 8,000 wines from around the world. And yes, we do carry 8 varieties of ready-to-drink eggnog. Celebrate this most festive time with a great selection of beautifully packaged liquor gift sets, sure to make you the hit of the party or as a perfect gift for the liquor connoisseur on your shopping list. Discount Liquor, 2 locations in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Main and Barstow.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings. Discount Liquor.
See all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
This time of year can be really tough on a number of areas in your home. If you're struggling with any electrical issues, the superheroes at Current Electric are ready to help you. Chuck Smith is a Brookfield Central grad who started Current Electric over 40 years ago. His mission was to serve our community with integrity and quality. Whether it's as small as a switch repair or as large as rewiring your entire home to a generator to keep your lights on or even interest in solar energy, call on the superheroes from Current Electric. Go to callcurrent.com. That's callcurrent.com.
This holiday season, the Salvation Army needs your help. Bell ringers are working hard, and our service depends on generous donations like yours. Every dollar donated helps us provide meals, shelter, and emergency support to families in crisis, not just at Christmas, but all year long. From immediate need to long-term care, your donation can create lasting change in our communities. Join us in making a difference. Volunteer as a bell ringer or donate today. Visit salvationarmywi.org to learn how you can help.
This is the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
The Gary Ellerson Homer Hour always finishes with Fat Jack, because I need help. We all need help. Gambling is tough, tougher than ever. You need Fat Jack more than ever before. You go to fatjacksports.com. Jack, you ready to roll?
I am, yeah, Homer. You know, we've got bowl season here, obviously, with a historic weekend of playoff action in college football. Those are the easy ones, honestly. When you get to the bowl games themselves, though, we're talking about 18 different teams that have backup or third-string quarterbacks starting. That has nothing to do with everybody else in the portal. So the average guy out there, I don't have any idea how he's doing it on his own, because even if he knew what to look at, the amount of time it takes to figure out how these backups are going to perform, very, very difficult for the average guy, and it's something that we work through and have been able to make money betting on the Bulls over 27 years.
So do you now wait, or how do you factor in best to help people as far as who's going to play for a certain team, again, in the bowl games?
Yeah, so it's a little bit of both. I send out the bowl analysis sheet, which gives you a projected final score on every single bowl game. It's free when you sign up through the bowl championship series. And so that's one of the things that helps a little bit. But as far as the releases go, you know, I'll just tell you, UNLV was our biggest play so far this week. And earlier in the week, when I first put out the bowls, which wasn't that long ago, it was just kind of a lukewarm play, but I know a couple people in the program. I knew that they had really kind of rallied the troops. They had circled the wagons. It didn't matter that their coach was gone. They had already kind of gone through adversity early in the year, and their backup quarterback, as I thought they laid out pretty well in the bowl game, was a captain named captain on the team, but he wasn't a starter early in the year. So when he came in as quarterback midway through the season, they picked up where they left off and really had a chip on their shoulder. So it became a real strong play. So those stronger plays go out the day over the day before, and we, of course, have a bunch of them going this weekend.
We're going to get to those games, but I got to ask you about the Packers. They're a 2-touchdown favorite against the Saints. I just think they're going to kill the Saints, but I know he's a homer. Calm down. 14 points is in the NFL, it's like 100 points. What is your quick thought on that game?
Yeah, sometimes it's 100, sometimes it's like 4 points. I mean, last week I gave you Baltimore. They're playing the Giants. I said off a loss, Baltimore was going to blow out the Giants. The Giants aren't scoring against anybody. And you can turn some variables into facts this time of year that you can't do earlier in the year, like the Giants can't score. So we're going to bet against the Giants, no matter who. We're going to like their opponent because you can't cover many numbers if you can't score points. We saw last week. The problem with the New Orleans is that they're scoring some points. They came back last week, went for a 2-point conversion. In fact, in spite of the fact that they don't know who's going to play quarterback from minute to minute, they seem to be figuring out a way to get it in the end zone some, and more importantly and dangerously for if you're wanting to play the Packers minus a big number late. So they could be down 21 or 28 heading into the fourth, and you're probably still not golden because New Orleans, under a 2-minute drill with some type of cover 2 defense in the back end, they're able to execute when you don't get pressure on them, which teams are less likely to do when they have a big lead. So I think there's better spots that we could take advantage of some big numbers. Let's play against New Orleans. Against the Giants. And the other one that's playing the big number that I would say is a safer bet. I'm not saying that I would want to jump on New Orleans, but Buffalo's another one of those teams that they're scoring. They've had 30 points per game over the last 8. They're scoring against everybody. New England has the third from the bottom worst offense in the entire league. Drake May's not playing well. This is a team right now not scoring a lot of points, averaging less than double digits per game. So that's an easier spot, I think, if you're looking for a game that you're going to have to lay a big number, rather than trying to figure out whether New Orleans scores 14 in the fourth quarter to do nothing more than break down your Green Bay ticket. Green Bay wins the game for sure, so I think there's easier spots with the big numbers.
Tonight, and an incredible game if you're from the state of Indiana, because I think the last time Indiana and Notre Dame played was 1898 or something. But I wonder, you have the 4 college playoff games, but I'm wondering from what you said if those are just tougher, though everybody cares, and maybe everybody's going to play them, and then there are other bowl games where you see a situation where it's a better bet. Where do you stand on all of that?
No, I like knowing that teams are going to play their players and they're going to care. There are spots, and we're going to take advantage of those. We have one going today. I have Tulane. I'll just tell you right now, Tulane going against Florida, getting a double digits. I think Tulane is going to keep it within that number, and that's a lot of those secondary bowls where I broke down everything and who's playing and who's not. And I feel like there's an advantage. These games in the playoff, at least you don't have to factor in who's playing and who cares. Everybody cares. And so, and this game in particular, Homer, the numbers come down now. It's below a touchdown. So you're getting some sharp action in on Indiana, even though I think most sharp players know they're not going to win the line of scrimmage. They do a very good job of stopping the run, but it's with quickness, it's with stunts up front. Notre Dame wants to run the ball. If they can't run the ball, this thing stays close the entire time, with the weather included. It's going to be cold if there's, as you know, I mean, anybody in
snow. They're always
concerned
about a lot of snow, but I don't know where that is. I think snow doesn't really bother teams much, does it? Maybe
it really doesn't unless it's a ton of snow, like we saw with Buffalo and the Bills a few weeks ago up that lake effect. No, and it's not going to snow necessarily, just cold, which will keep scoring down a little bit. It gets below freezing. You're worth about 4 points to the total when it gets below freezing in the game. So I lean toward the under in the game. I also like Indiana here. I think that they keep it close. Their skill set players, specifically the receivers and quarterback, are as good as anybody, and they score points with those players. They get open. They make great plays. So I think they're going to have some success offensively. It's going to make Notre Dame's game plan be, let's keep it away from their offense, run the ball, keep pounding in the line of scrimmage, because we're eventually going to wear down that front seven of Indiana. And I think also all the added pressures on Notre Dame. Who have they beaten, Homer? Who's Notre Dame's best win? Texas and Notre Dame both. I mean, if you look at who they've actually beaten, all right, you don't come up with a really good list. And with Texas, it's Michigan, maybe Oklahoma. and they haven't beaten anybody else. So there's some vulnerability of these big favorites based on public perception versus who they've actually played. So Indiana plus the points is the right side.
All right, I want to ask you about Tennessee, Ohio State. I remember Tennessee was awesome the first half of games. I mean, Ohio State's favored by a touchdown. I guess, does it all come down to how good you think Tennessee is, or take it away, Fat Jack?
For me, it's more about, first of all, it's about how good Ohio State is.
Okay.
Another team that where their psyche is. I mean, they lose to Michigan, and people want to run their head coach out of town. So that's going to be added pressure if this game is close. The other thing you look at in these type of matchups, the SEC has played the Big Ten 36 times since we've had a playoff system. In 25 of those games, the SEC's won straight up.
Wow.
So we're not talking about just covering. We're talking about all but 11 of those games. Either they're underdog, they're favorite, doesn't matter. They're winning the game straight up. So I love that angle. I like the fact by the way, I love Josh Heupel. Know him from his days in Oklahoma. Great football coach, good man, great strong Christian family guy who's doing things the right way. Their winning is not a mistake and is not a fluke. And he's going to bring a really good defense up to Ohio State. So I think this game stays close a long time. There's a lot of room to cover and not win. And I'll tell you, give me the SEC over the Big Ten, if nothing else.
Again, go to FatJackSports.com. You need him more than ever, given the world of gambling. And any last thought or something I forgot to ask? I always want to give you the last word.
Yeah, no, I would tell you this. Road favorites did really well last week in the NFL. They won 14 of 15 games straight up. Don't expect that to continue. If you're a guy that wants to walk up and play Arizona and Philadelphia and Minnesota and Tampa Bay, Detroit, more times than not, the underdog this week will most likely cover, and don't be surprised if about half of them win. So the NFL is a fickle mistress, Homer. You got to be careful where you're putting your money. Go to FatJackSports.com. It's less than $100 a week to win long term. Our players' props went 4-1 again yesterday. A $200 per game in soccer is up over $3,000 in December. I don't care about soccer, Homer. I don't want to talk about soccer. Nobody cares.
You care about winning.
I care about that money. It spends exactly the same as the NFL and the college football money. I promise you that. I'm going into Costco here in a minute. I'm not spending some soccer money on some Alaskan king crab because the soccer is getting it done at a really, really high clip. So go to FatJackSports.com, sign up today, and win this weekend.
Thanks, Jack. We'll talk next Friday.
All right, brother. Have a good week. See you soon.
FatJackSports.com. Whatever's next is good, but not as good as that. Next.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right.
We do have delays left over on southbound 43 from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette interchange. Westbound 94 looking pretty good from the Marquette through the Zoo interchange. Eastbound 94 is a bit tight from 92nd Street through to 27th. Southbound on 894, we're seeing backups from National Avenue down and around the Hale interchange onto 894 eastbound. Traffic is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your